There's been a huge trend over the past few years where people from California have moved to Raleigh, North Carolina. And in fact, we've seen a good number of people reach out to us from California here on our YouTube channel asking for our help. We did a deep dive on the data and found out about 11% of our business over the last few years has been coming from California. So we figured we needed to do a video for you guys to give you an idea of what the move is like, why so many of your fellow Californians are moving here, and hopefully help make that process easier for you. Also, a couple of the members of our team have moved from California as well, so we were able to use some of their advice to add into these stories. So without further ado, the biggest reason so many people are moving from California to Raleigh, North Carolina are what we call the quality of life issues. So of course, quality of life issues are all of those big economic or cultural things, which makes it easier to move from one place to another. And really what's driving a lot of these quality of life issues is the ability to work from home. Folks that don't have to go into the office, they can work from anywhere on the planet. So of course, the biggest quality of life issue is cost of living. The median home price in California is anywhere from about $850,000 up to $1 million and sometimes even higher. Whereas moving to Raleigh, North Carolina, your median home price is around $450,000. So that's a huge, big difference. If you don't have to live in California for work, obviously you can save a ton of money by moving to Raleigh, North Carolina. As well, we have lower taxes here. In California, sales tax is 9%, whereas in Raleigh, North Carolina, you're looking about 7.5% for sales tax. And income tax in California ranges anywhere from 1% to 13%, whereas in North Carolina as a whole, it's now going down. We're gonna be 3.99% here in 2026. So a big difference. And as well, a huge issue that really makes quality of life a big deal is traffic. In California, you guys have a reputation for having huge traffic jams, big pain in the butt to get from point A to point B. And although we have our share of traffic here in the Raleigh area, our roads are such that it makes a miserable drive be a 30-minute drive versus a 3-hour drive. We have a lot of people who reach out to us and say they want to be within an hour of work. And we jokingly say you could live in Virginia if you wanted to be an hour from work. It's not necessary to be an hour from work anywhere in the triangle. You could be anywhere just about in about 30 minutes. Another big quality of life thing we have going on in our area is our university system. So whether you plan to go to school or not, the universities definitely dominate and make it a great quality of life for a lot of people. There's cultural things, concerts happen, educational stuff, obviously, museums, etc., in and around the universities. And then, of course, you have all of the very cool, trendy, diverse restaurants and shops that pop up around universities to the benefit of the students, graduate students, professors, etc. But you as a non-university person can definitely take advantage of that. Some of our best coffee shops are around NC State University, Duke University, or UNC Chapel Hill. So the universities definitely spawn off a lot of really cool things in and around them that improve the quality of life. And then of course, we can't skip over Southern hospitality. A lot of people moving from California very much want that relaxed, polite, door opening atmosphere that we have here. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, that sort of thing. And the way people treat each other around here. And that is definitely a big draw that we've seen people moving from California have found when they've come to the Raleigh area. And a nice story along these lines, Alexis from our team was working with one of our clients from Inglewood who came here not having to be reporting to a particular job. They were work from home. And so they had the advantage of being able to come here, and they were able to buy a home here for less than the cost of renting in Inglewood. And it made it for a really nice, easy transition. They're thrilled about their move and so happy that they were able to keep money in their pockets, obviously. The next big group we identified out of all of our California clients are retirees. And so you imagine someone who's lived and worked in California for a while, they're ready to retire and they can retire anywhere. One of the big issues that these folks mentioned to us and have mentioned to us is healthcare. If you have the flexibility to move anywhere in the country that you want to move, you're going to want to move somewhere that has good healthcare just in case something would ever happen that you would need that health care. And that is one of the huge things that Raleigh and the Triangle region have really got a huge advantage on. We have UNC Healthcare, we have Wake Med, we have Duke University Medical Center. Some of the very best medical in the entire country is right here in the Raleigh area. So it's definitely one of the draws that we've heard from our clients wanting to retire, why they picked our area. The other big one is the cost of housing. We talked about that a minute ago when we talked about quality of life issues. But if you're able to move anywhere, certainly you're going to want to move somewhere less expensive than your current situation in California. Jonathan from our team has been working with some folks from California who are retiring to our area, building a home in Wendell Falls in Wendell. Super excited about the process. Of course, Jonathan has done his usual amazing job of making them very happy. They're closing just about any time now on their Wendell Falls house, and they particularly love the fact that they were able to come here, get a bigger house than they have in California, spending less money. They've got all of the advantages of the Raleigh area, the healthcare, the walking trails, all the stuff that they loved, and they're able to save money to boot. A couple of other reasons retirees have cited to us that they really wanted to move here was our restaurant scene. We've got some really cool, diverse restaurants around here, and we have a lot of options for people who like to hike and bike and be outdoors. The Wake County Greenway Trail System, amazing. We have lots of parks. Neighborhoods like Wendell Falls, where these folks are moving to, have tons and tons of sidewalks and walking trails. So it's a really great atmosphere for people who like to be outdoors. Certainly retirees really take advantage of all the stuff that we have here in the Raleigh area. The next big reason we're hearing people moving from California to Raleigh is family. We've helped a member of the family move for a couple years ago, and then now they've told their friends and family back in California about what a great experience they've had, and now we're helping the extended family move. Alexis has helped a large family from Los Angeles make this move just recently, and they've all been very happy and satisfied with the transition from Los Angeles to Raleigh. And obviously this feeds into the quality of life issues we talked about. When you have your extended family with you, it makes the transition moving from a place you grew up in, say like Los Angeles to Raleigh, makes that transition a lot easier. So it's been very good on these folks to have the extended family around them. And of course, with our Southern hospitality, I think a lot of folks feel like the entire community becomes their family. So that's very helpful as well. But one of the advantages of having such a great place to live that's growing and expanding is the extended family can come and have a great experience here as well. The next big reason we're hearing a lot of people move from California to the Raleigh area is for work or career. Everyone out there generally knows that Raleigh and the surrounding area is growing. There's unfortunately lots of parts of California that are shrinking, but we are growing. And nowhere is that more evident than in our technology sector. Research Triangle Park is in the center of the Raleigh region, and it is a great area where a lot of businesses have moved and set up shop. Apple, Cisco, IBM, Red Hat, Google, among others, and among many tech startups that have sprung up organically here, are headquartered in the Research Triangle Park area. And that's a big giant draw for people from all over everywhere, but especially from California. If you are in the technology industry, the Research Triangle Park and Raleigh in general is a great area for you to move to. Easy transition for work. And of course, with the quality of life issues layered on top, it's even better. But in addition to the tech sector, we've got a really diverse economy here, where if you're employed in the life sciences or in the medical fields or in education, there's plenty of opportunities here. And so therefore, lots of people we've heard from who have moved here from California and have gotten our help buying homes cite work and the economy and the ability to get a job in their current field as one of the main drivers as to why they're moving here. The next reason we're hearing from our YouTube viewers why they want to buy a home in the Raleigh area is as an investment property. Buying investment property in California is fairly expensive. We have a huge advantage that our median price is a lot less. We have a growing economy. Lots of people want to be here. Therefore, it's natural that we're getting investors from California contacting us to help them buy properties in our area. And of course, if that's something you're interested in, you're looking to buy investment properties, feel free to reach out to us. We've helped a good number of people from California just like you. Happy to help you as well. And we've also had a lot of these investors reach out to us and say they're not ready to move themselves personally to the Raleigh area. They've got some business dealings going on still in California for a few years, but they wanted to get into the opportunity of buying property here. So they're reaching out to us now to buy investment property now and then move themselves in 3 to 5 years. And of course, we've been happy to help them do that. And by the way, if you like this video and you're in California, let us know where in California you live. We'd love to know, to get a feel for where our viewers are currently at now before they make the move to Raleigh. And of course, before we continue, if you're thinking about making this move, our contact information is below. We specialize in helping people from all over the world move to the Raleigh area. We specialize in relocation buyers, and we're certainly happy to help you as well. Again, our information is below. The next group of people who've reached out to us to move this direction are folks who want to start a business and can't afford to start a business in California. Everyone knows California has high regulations, high rents for warehouse and office space. That's not the same here. It's much easier to set up and start a business. And of course, our rent for office space and for warehouse space, manufacturing, is a lot less as well. Dakota on our team is currently working with a client who's looking to start a restaurant in the Raleigh area coming from California. We've linked this client up with a commercial real estate broker here in our area that's going to help them find a great restaurant space, while simultaneously Dakota is helping them look for their first house here in the area. And these folks have remarked how much less expensive it is to find restaurant space here in our area versus what they were dealing with in Los Angeles. And of course, we've already talked about how much less expensive housing is here. So it's a win-win for these folks. And so if you're thinking of starting a business and wanting to set down roots in the Raleigh area, it's going to be very advantageous for you as well. The next big reason we're hearing from people moving from California to Raleigh is the 4 seasons we have here and the environment in general. Yes, I know it's amazing in California that you have both spring and summer and that's it. That's cool and all. But there's something to be said for having a few days of winter where you're getting to put on a sweater, and the crisp fall days when the leaves are falling and you've got that whole October vibe thing going on. And we do have spring and summer as well. Plus, we have a huge advantage over you guys in California. When you drive for 2 hours to our beach and get in the ocean, our water in the summer is like 80 to 90 degrees, whereas in July, the Pacific Ocean is like 60 to 62 degrees. Not so good. We have nicer oceans as well. One of the big things I've noticed with living here and going to California is our air is much more humid. Therefore, your skin is not going to be as miserably dry as it is there. I've noticed how I've got to like slather on lotion when I go to California because the air is so incredibly dry there. Because we're so humid, we have a lot more vegetation here. Lots of people that move to our direction or come visit notice and remark how green things are here. We have tons of tall trees and bushes and all kinds of really great stuff like that I never even noticed growing up here until I went to go visit the western states to know how fairly arid you guys are out there. So the weather we have here is really, really good. The 4 seasons we have here is really, really good. The humidity we have here is really, really good. And of course, I did not mention one of the other seasons that you guys have there that we don't have here, and that is earthquake season. There are very few earthquakes here. I think we've had some earthquakes actually in my lifetime, but they're so mild, you don't even know what that is. It sounds like someone is like doing some sort of mining with like dynamite off in the distance. Anyway, we don't have shake, rattle, and roll like you guys have there. So that is yet another reason to move to Raleigh from California. The next reason we're hearing so many people come to us from California wanting to move here is space and land. For the amount of land you can get in California, a postage stamp, you can get a really nice yard with a single family home, fenced in, room for the kids, room for the dog, cat, whatever, here in the Raleigh area. And you're paying less money for a bigger piece of land. So that's a huge driver for a lot of people, especially if they are not tied down to a job specifically in California, or they're able to either work from home or relocate here. Space and land is a huge, huge issue. And of course, a gigantic driver of people wanting to move from California to Raleigh that we're hearing is the sense of opportunity, the option of having a fresh start. Again, as we said earlier, Raleigh and the surrounding areas are growing. There's lots of opportunities here. Literally every single day, there's a new restaurant shop, something springing up, a new announcement that something is coming to our area. And unfortunately, that's not the case in California. People are moving here to have the opportunity to have a fresh start, to get a job advancement, to find a new career in a new field. That's unfortunately not always the case in California. Lots of people, again, are moving from there to here instead of the reverse. And this brings up a story from last year where Allie on our team helped some folks who were looking for a new opportunity. They had a nice career in California, but they wanted to make a new life for themselves. They decided to move to the Raleigh area. She helped them find a home. They were able to get a new position and a job promotion, more money than what they were making in California by moving to here to the Raleigh area. They've got an amazing home now that she helped them find, and they are happy, literally living the American dream. And I'm sure a lot of you have been expecting us to discuss politics as a driver for why people are moving here, and that's really not the case. Raleigh is a purple area, kind of middle of the road, and so it's not really come up with the folks that have reached out to us from here on our YouTube channel wanting to move from California. Generally, if people are adamant about one set of politics or the other, they're probably not going to move to a middle of the road area. They're going to move to a more left-leaning area or a more right-leaning area than we are here. So politics really hasn't come up by and large in the people we've talked with moving from California to Raleigh. And so if all of these reasons why people moving from California to Raleigh, North Carolina is intriguing you, you can reach out to us. We are the top relocating buyer team in the entire Raleigh Triangle area, and we can help you as well. Our contact info is below. Check out this video. We think you're really gonna like this one as well. And of course, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, bye-bye.